right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys can hear me because I understand that the intro was not heard. But tonight, we have a lot to talk about Goldman Sachs 2025, the year of generating income. Everybody's rubbing their hands together for those tax breaks for the wealthy. And that also means the unwealthy can also get in on the party because this party will be one for the ages. And after this party, it's going to be bad. So therefore, you need to accumulate as much wealth as you can over the next 3 years that you can. It's every man for himself, except here in the SSN Nation, will be helping you a little bit. Please make comments down below. Let me know that you can hear me because, again, I'm having technical difficulties. We almost got a little bit better with the intro until I find out there's nothing happening. Now, let's see who's in the house tonight because I want to thank everybody for being here and make sure you smash the like buttons. Make sure you share the videos because the YouTube gods need to know you're in the house and other people need to know you're in the house. I'm using new software, EV Mux, so I'm still just not there yet. But by Monday, I should be 100. Nonetheless, we have our own Maria Barnes is in the house. Mrs. Cool is here this evening. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And she says her tagline, I got the notification and saw the video. Thank you so much for that. And Mrs. Cool, very, very nice to see you. And you let me know I can't hear you. I understand. I can't see the comments while I was doing the intro, so thank you so much. I didn't realize it till afterwards. I had a couple mute buttons on, but thank you so much. And Mr. Cool is in the house. Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Very, very nice to see you. And once again, I humbly appreciate the icon next to your name. And by the way, that means I have to do something else as well because there's something we're missing here in this platform that I don't really like and I can't see any icons. And also, we can hear you now. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Once again, trying a little bit of different techniques, and they have a studio in the back office, and I could do some things. I like what we're doing. In fact, I got to play you a little something that I never have played. So once again, I want to thank everybody for being here early, but here's a little something they have in my background here. Hopefully you can hear that. I don't know if you did. Hopefully you can hear that. Let me know. All right. Now, a little playtime is over with that. So let's get back to the comment section. Now, I want to get to some things here. Let me go to this. Oh, we don't have it yet. Oh, well, we'll have it in a second. I'm going to add an article on the screen just so everybody can see. This Goldman Sachs piece is deceiving. Very deceiving, quite frankly, because you know who wrote this? Why is this not coming up? All right. You know who wrote this right here? It's anonymous. So therefore, I can only take this with a grain of salt, but it's on the Goldman Sachs website. I don't know why they did this, but the U.S. economy is poised to beat expectations in 2025. Again, you guys know in the SSN Nation, I've talked about it already. Nobody needs to be a rocket science. This means the wealthy are about to get a lot more wealthier. Tax cuts, tax breaks, Federal Reserve brings down the interest rate. What does that mean? Kaboom. It's a big old party. It's going to be roaring for 2.5 years until the fire gets extinguished upon its own burning. That's what's going to happen. And unfortunately, we're going to have a crippling effect on all phases of American life, is my opinion. So again, make sure you only have 2.5 to 3 years, ladies and gentlemen, to grab yourself some very valuable assets, whether it's stock market, whether it's real estate, whether it's businesses. It does not matter. It has to be something that you have a tangible number to. In other words, something that somebody can appraise and they say, hey, this is worth something. That's what you need. I don't even care if it's art. I don't care what it is. Any asset class is going to go crazy. Just like, look at this crypto, $100,000 for Bitcoin. We've been talking about this for the last 2 years. After we got our shellacking for these altcoin programs, Bitcoin was the way to go, BTC, right? We've been saying that, BTC and ETH, for the last year and a half. So here it is, the ride up. Enjoy the ride. All right. Let's see what else we got going on, and let's get into this. Check this out. I'm just going to go with the first part of this because the world's largest economy forecast to outperform economists' expectations again next year, according to Goldman Sachs research. Now, again, this is crazy. The U.S. economy is in a good place, writes David Miracle, chief U.S. economist in Goldman Sachs Research. Recession fears have diminished. Inflation is trending back toward 2%, and labor market has rebalanced but remains strong. You know what? I'm not even going to leave this article down here. You know why? Because there's some serious questions I have about this. Goldman Sachs Research predicts U.S. GDP will grow 2.5% on a full year basis. That's pretty safe. That compares with 1.9% for the consensus forecast of economists surveyed by Bloomberg. Okay, now this is where things go off the rails. That's what I don't understand here. 3 key policy changes following the Republican sweep in Washington are expected to affect the economy. Miracles writes in the team's report, which is titled 2025 U.S. Economic Outlook, New Policy, Similar Path. These are not new policies. Tariff increases on imports from China. We already did that before. You saw the outcome years later. Prices go up. I don't understand. This is same path. Autos may raise the effective tariff rate 3 to 4 percentage points. No, it's going to be whatever the tariff is. If it's 20%, if it's 10%, that's what it's going to raise it to. This is where things go off the rail. I don't know who's writing this, and I'm going to get into that. I'm not going to go any further after this. Tighter policy may lower net immigration to 750,000 per year, moderately below the pre-pandemic average of 1 million per year. Again, I don't know what this has to do with anything. All I know is if you start lowering immigration, that generally could mean those lower paid jobs that are backbreaking, people may not want to take those. So those lower paid jobs will not be in effect. And the net result will be less people working in those backbreaking jobs that comes to the market, such as our produce. So expect food prices to go up, right? If this situation happens. Now, the 2017 tax cuts are expected to fully extend instead of expiring, and there will be modest additional tax cuts. See, this is exactly right. There's going to be more additional tax cuts. That's why there's going to be a boom. The reason why I'm not going to go any further is because when they started this tariff thing about 3 or 4 percentage points, I was like, how? If you do 40, 20 to 10 to 20% tariff increases, it's going to be way more than 3 to 4 percentage points. So, and then I started looking for the name, and nobody wants to put their name on this. So that's when I was like, oh, why? This article is being provided for educational purposes only. And this information contained in this article does not constitute a recommendation from any Goldman Sachs entity to the recipient. And Goldman Sachs is not providing any financial, economic, legal, investment, accounting, tax advice through this article. So as soon as I read that first part, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Let me go see who wrote this. Then I read this at the bottom. So I just want to give you an idea on what some people are saying. But again, I don't really care about some people. We want you on track, right? We want you on track. I don't want you guys off track. I want you on track. And why do I want you on track? Because let's just call it what it is. We want you on track, so therefore you will make minimal mistakes financially. So this is pretty simple. I want to start off with the very basics. The basics that everybody needs right now is credit. You're going to have to make sure your credit is great. Why? Because you're going to have to obtain as much credit as you can possible. Not use it, but as much credit as you can as possible so you have it on standby. That's what I mean by that. Now, some of you may say, hey, Eric, it's been a tough time living paycheck to paycheck. My credit's a little messed up. That's okay. We have something down below in the description box that can help you. I put Smart Credit down there, which is a credit monitoring system. In fact, I'll make why don't I just do a little video? I'll show you what Smart Credit does. Let me go find it real quick. Here we go. I'll add it to the screen, all right? Let's get back to it. I'll just add it. And I'll take myself off screen. We'll play a little video. How about that? I think that'll work out fine, right? All right. Let's go. We'll do it this way. All right. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen.
A 41-point increase in your credit score can save you $7,000. And for a $500,000 mortgage, the difference can save you $7,000. Of 61 points could save you $48,000 over the course of the loan. That's more money in your pocket. Here's what our customers have to say.
My credit score has increased 266 points. Like, that's amazing.
Because by using Smart Credit, you work smarter, not harder. Smart Credit is a one-stop shop for all things impacting your credit score. You'll take one-click actions to address negative items impacting your score. Get optimized payment schedules to further help your score, and receive personalized credit and loan offers and 24/7 credit monitoring and alerts for suspicious activity. Ready to get started? Gain credit confidence and reach your financial goals. Sign up today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about that. Link is down below. I won't go into it, but we do have our own Smart Credit. You can search the channel for Smart Credit so you can get that. Also, down below in the description box, we're back to the old standby. If your credit is messed up, you need trade lines. How do you do that? You get the self-credit. You get the Credit Strong. Why? Because you get installment trade lines added, and you get a approved credit card. What do you call it? It's based on how much money you have in your self or Credit Strong account. You can move money over, and it'll be a secured credit card, but at least it reports to all three credit bureaus, and it helps you with reporting monthly. So there's ways that you can get your credit back on track, and Smart Credit actually helps you by monitoring all your credit and tells you when's the best time to pay on your debt to improve your credit score. So hopefully that helps you out greatly. Let me know if you guys can still hear me, because I've been switching back and forth. All right. Very happy here with MSTY. Yes, Maria Barnes. She is in the mix with YieldMaxETFs.com. Since the real estate is going to go boom, that's MicroStrategy, and that is options trading in YieldMax ETFs. MicroStrategy buys Bitcoin. So, of course, there was lots of options trading going on, and it produced an astounding rate of return. And $4.42 this month for everybody holding MSTY per share that you own. Is that exciting or what? I know she's exciting. She's doing what Victor Morel says is the salsa dance. She's doing the dollar dance. and many dollars dance. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, buying a stock for like $25 or $35 or $40 and in 1 month getting 10% of your stock price? Is that insane or what? I think it's insane. I think it's pretty cool. And it is cool. All right, Joe Nay is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And with that icon, I humbly appreciate next to the name. And he brings his tagline, "What's good, SSN Nation?" I hope everybody is doing well. Yes, everybody's doing well. We're here on a Friday night, and Thanksgiving is next week. People are out shopping. People are out doing their Black Friday buying. Once again, liabilities are out for the next 3 years. Put it down. That's number one on your list. No more liabilities, only assets. That's it. No liabilities if you can avoid them. Now, there's always going to be liability buying, but nonetheless, try to make it go towards improving something versus just liability. All right, Joe Nay, very, very nice to see you in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Also in the house, we have Jaway J. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream with that icon I humbly appreciate. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, SSN Nation. Happy Friday, everyone. Received notification. And he did smash that like button. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Joe Nay says notifications on my phone are going off. Dividend reinvestments. That's right. He knows what time it is because he must have some of those Yield Max ETFs because YMAG, YMAX, MSTY, and a few others dropped their dividends today. That free money while you sleep, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta love it. And whenever you can reinvest and add to it, that's even better because next week, YMAX will pay another weekly payout. And then next month, MSTY and others will be giving out their monthly dividends. And can you again believe getting 10% return in 1 month? I know it's crazy. And if you can get 30 or 40% annually, that is what you need. Doubling your money in 2 years is a thing. So congratulations to everybody who has taken heed. People here in the SSN Nation, we are making money in here. That's what we do. And once again, make sure you subscribe to the channel, please. If you are not a subscriber, that'd be greatly appreciated. You know what? I wanted to do something different today. In fact, I don't know if I can still do it, but I wanted to put it in subscribe mode. So we'll see if I can do that. And again, if you're trying to improve your credit, there are links down below in the description box. So check those out after the live stream. Now, let me see if I can do something else here. I don't know. Yes, I can. This is a different tactic. We are going to do this. Yeah. All right. So here's the tactic. Subscribers. Going to have to subscribe to be in the chat room tonight. So that's what we'll do. So members of the channel, they're already subscribed. And everybody else who's subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, well, what can I tell you? It's one of those things, ladies and gentlemen. So we're on several different live streams tonight. So let me know what you guys think. If you're on other live streams, make sure you say hello so I can see you. I don't know if all live streams actually can comment in our live stream, but we will see here shortly. It looks like Paul Castillo, another investor's in the house tonight. So I want to thank him so much for being here. And one more time, we got to say it's one of those beautiful, beautiful days. And it is. Yep, I see it now. He brings his tagline. Good evening, SSN family. Let's do this is his tagline. And welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream with the icon next to your name, which I humbly appreciate. A real estate investor, a stock market investor, and he's doing the damn thing, and he's very, very happy. In case people don't know, is that cruise on land, one of the best deals in all of Dominican Republic, real estate, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. They have started building, and they're using a platform which is known as freeform. Concrete freeform building means they are putting together some panels, so that way, once the panels are up, this is how they form the walls. There is no bricks being set, mortar being set, having to level every level, none of that. They're just putting the walls, that 8 inches of space, they drop down the cement in the middle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days later, we're set. Let's move down to the next one. And they keep doing this the whole level. And then 6 days later, 7 days later, we put the top on it. And then we start the next level. I don't know if it's 6, 7 days later, actually. But after a little bit of work, we're going to start the next level. And the next level could start in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, or less. So we could have 2 levels up in a month. That's why you use that type of platform, and it is less. So I know he's excited. I'm excited because I want to go see it in person. There's different type of aluminum platforms that they use, but the one they're using seems to be the one that is standard, the one that's been out for about 10 years, and they're using little clips and things like that. So this is the one that's the standard that most people use if they're building something. So it's very, very exciting to see. And thank you so much for being in the house, Paul Castillo. And I know you're very excited. All right, Brian P., Mr. Dividend himself. I know you're in the house doing the dance. I know you're raising the roof up, man. I know you're telling everybody to stay calm. I got this. I'm in the dividends. Mr. Dividend, Brian P., welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream with that icon next to your name, which I humbly appreciate. And once again, I forgot to shout out to Joe Nay, who we will be seeing for the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum in about 10 days, somewhere around there. Be nice to see you. And once again, if you don't know anything about it, you can still get your tickets at ssnlifestyle.com or stopstrugglingnow.com. Go get your tickets now. Join us. Why? It's going to be exciting. We talk to lawyers. We talk to bankers. We go see a few presentations. We're going to be going out to a few projects just to go look at things, get the lay of the land, see what it looks like. And you don't want to miss the Wednesday night live stream, because you know that means the people that came, they're the ones that's going to be on the live stream. I'll just be co-hosting that night briefly, and the mic is going to be all theirs. They're going to have the mic that night, so they'll tell you all about whatever has been going down. And Brian P. says, hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Yes, it is. Hello, SSN family. Smash that like button. I got the notification and saw the trailer. The trifecta is in effect. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated. Let me know where you're watching from. In fact, you know what? There's something I can add, so I'll find out another day where I can put people on the screen and let me know. Brian P., he says it. We are making money in here. He's damn right. And payday was today for several of his YoMax ETFs and his IWMY. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, when you come here, you got to make sure you have those pen, pads, papers ready, because you never know what somebody's going to drop. And, you know, Victor Marrero's here, Mr. Worldwide. Where is he? Where's Waldo? Where's Victor? We don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Last we heard, he was in Puerto Rico, but he's about to be on the worldwide tour. And welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night live stream with that icon I humbly appreciate next to the name. And he says, hello, all. Let's do this. That's what we do. That's what he's doing. And I already know he's doing the salsa dance, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. He's doing that dance because he has assets that pays him. He's on the ETF plan. He's on the dividend plan. He's on that 401k plan. He's all down for all of it, ladies and gentlemen, and you need to take advantage. The 2025, it's here. It's going down. The year of generating income. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. It's already started. Have you been left behind? Don't worry. There's plenty of growth. It's coming. Don't get left behind. All right? Paul Castillo, here we go. He says it. Crypto is going insane. I wonder for how long it'll last. Well, it's going to last for another 4, 6, 8 months. Just saying. Crypto is going insane. I wonder for how long it'll last. But Victor Marrero's here. He'll vouch. A year and a half ago, we did say BTC, ETH. That's it. Everybody would be happy. And altcoins, of course, whenever BTC goes up, altcoins also rise out of nowhere. I sold Bitcoin at 73K 2 weeks ago, and now it's at 99K, 100K. I'm regretting it now. Well, it all depends. Did you buy when it was 30,000 and then 73,000, or did you buy at 65,000 and it was 73,000? It's 99,000. Well, you know what? You can buy back in. Why do I say that? Because the world monetary system is going to be on fire in a good way, burning up the charts. Stock market will do all-time record highs for the next year, year and a half. It's going to keep coming. The Federal Reserve hasn't even started reducing their interest rates yet. So we'll see what happens in the next week or next month with the Federal Reserve. Let's call it what it is. So you can buy back in, you know. It's going to keep rising, more than likely. A lot of people are going to have a lot of money to put in there, and another Bitcoin ETF came out. So once again, these are the type of times that we know things are going to happen. It's going to go boom. Are there any questions about Bitcoin? Better jump on it. I buy Bitcoin and ETH daily. Portfolio has increased over 60%. Exactly. This is what we were telling people a year and a half ago. And even before that, but we really started talking about forget everything else, just get Bitcoin and ETH. So there you go, ladies. Even if it's just little kibbles and bits, I don't even care. Even if it's $50 here, $20 there, $10 there, $100 there, $200 there, $500 there, it keeps adding up, because if it goes up like it did, 30%, it's still 30% to you as well. Even if you only had $2,000, but now it says $2,600, right? Beautiful, right? Basically, you know what? We should talk about something. Bitcoin has actually risen on average 25% annually. This is why Michael Saylor, who is the CEO of MicroStrategy, has been buying Bitcoin all the time. Because where else are you going to get like a average of 25%? And now this year he's golden, because it has went up an incredible like 50% for him. He bought when it was 17 grand, 30 grand. 35 grand. When his dollar cost average was, he had a dollar cost average of around $33,000. And then when it went down to $17, he was buying at 17 to bring his dollar cost average down. It's probably in the 20s, mid 20s to low 20s. And so his increase is more than 50%. That's the thing. His is like 200, 300, 400%. Which is insane. And that's why MicroStrategy stock price has went boom as well. See, this is a correlation. And this is why you need to be in the house here in the SSN Nation. All right. If there's any questions, somebody better ask themselves, what are they doing? Now I really got to find those 100 and some odd Bitcoin that I can't find. Jesus Christ. All right. Let's see, Victor Marrero, he says something I missed. I can see it on the platform, but it hasn't shown up here, which is weird. Oh, here it goes. We have a little delay. All right, I get it. A little delay is all right. I am still in Puerto Rico, flying back to Florida this Sunday to recharge batteries for a couple of weeks and sell our Georgia property before they head back to Europe. Victor Marrero. This is very interesting. why are you selling your Georgia property unless I think it's around, wait, is there a military base still in Georgia? I think it is, in Warner Robins maybe, or Dobbins, or whatever they call it. Why did you decide to sell your house right now? When home prices, well, we don't know if they're going to go up or going to go down, but the idea is if the Federal Reserve reduces their interest rate, but you've had it so long, so why not take some of that profit? I have to admit, there comes a time when you have to take profit. Oh, in fact, I'm very glad you mentioned this, because a lot of people don't think about certain things with homes. They'll hold on to them forever and ever and ever. And then when they start falling apart and a new roof is needed, and when there's other things that start falling apart, the plumbing system all of a sudden needs upgrading or repairing. And there's always something. And those $1,000 here, and things aren't cheap. I mean, somebody could say, I need a new roof and it's leaking. And all of a sudden you have to spend 80, 90 grand and your house does not go up in value because you put a new roof on. So that's not something you actually want to deal with. So there comes a time, if you've held it long enough, to say sayonara. So hopefully, I know you've held it for a while. So now's the time to say sayonara. And that gives you some cash flow, or shall I say, duffel bag of cash for when you're traveling around the world. Maybe there's some other asset that you want to buy. I know, because assets are going to be on fire for the next 2.5, 3 years. So everybody has options, opportunity. It should be pretty sweet. All right, Bitcoin is going above 100K in my opinion. Yes, it's going to keep rolling. It's going to keep rolling. The reason it's not going to stop is because the tax cuts and tax break crowds, there are corporations that have a Bitcoin ETF and an ETH ETF. So these guys, every time they buy it for their corporation, that is a tax expense. So how would you love to have you sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to buy, it doesn't matter, $100 million worth of Bitcoin, right? Today, your company, like a Michael Saylor company, you're making profits of 400%. So you need tax write-offs, right? So how would you like to buy the tax write-off? And then, as it turns out, it goes up another 10, 20% in price, and you're going to be very, very happy. You're going to be like, I get a tax write-off and I get to make an extra 20, 30%. Yeah, I'm holding this for a while. So what's the worst case scenario? I have to pay 15% capital gains? Seriously? After it goes up another 20, 30, 40 million, do you really think they're going to care about paying $3 million to $4 million? Seriously? I don't think so. But the tax write-off is well worth it. All right? I'm just saying, this is why you need assets and you need to have corporations. You need to have businesses in your name. Case closed. All right. Speaking of that, SSN Lifestyle, you want to go to Punta Cana, open up a business, start getting SRL? That's why on the first day we go see attorneys so you can ask them questions. Paul Castillo was in our WhatsApp group. I believe it was him asking about, no, it wasn't Paul Castillo. It was Mr. Cabezas. He was in there asking about the taxes because he's trying to figure out if he can, okay, he lives in Canada. I don't know if he's a Canadian citizen, but if he's a Canadian citizen and he has dual citizenship, and whether he does or does not have dual citizenship with Dominican Republic, if your property is in Dominican Republic, the Dominican Republic tax authorities are looking for money. All right? I want you guys to understand this. And yes, Victor Moreau will go over 100K easily and beyond. So there's one little thing here. And you have to remember, if you have an Airbnb property in the Dominican Republic, they are going to start cracking down. And don't think that you're going to get away with it if you're on the Airbnb platform or digital platforms such as VRBO, Airbnb, Vacasa, anybody, Booking.com. There's a situation I tried to explain in the WhatsApp group. It's very, very simple. You might not have been paying taxes for the last 5 years. But what's going to end up happening is Airbnb is going to get strong-armed, and what's going to end up happening, Dominican Republic is going to go, hey, man, we haven't been getting our due taxes from the people. So will you please send over the list of owners on your platform and how much they made to our tax authorities? This is what I told people about, 2-3 years ago, when out of the blue, I got a tax request from Hawaii, the state of Hawaii, saying, Mr. Bird, you owe us $200,000 in tax or something. What happened? Hawaii, or Airbnb sent Hawaii the top 1,000 earners. Not everybody, just the top 1,000 earners for the state of Hawaii. That means all their islands. Well, I'm in that group, and they took 2016, 2017, and 2018. It was 2020 or 2021 when they said, hey, sent me a notice. You can imagine. So don't get complacent and think that you're going to be able to dodge the authorities. Sure, you can dodge them, but I'm just letting you know from the past, this is what has happened. So when they make their agreement with the DR, something might happen where they say, okay, we're going to add the 18% ITBUS, but the DR might say, okay, well, we want the last 5 years. We want to know the top 1,000 people. Using the Hawaii analogy, we want the top 1,000 people who made the most money in the DR. Now, if you're a citizen of the United States and you have property in the DR, you still owe DR money because you made money in their country. All right? Now, United States and DR has a treaty. So, if you pay taxes there, you get to write it off in the United States. So, you don't lose anything. But I don't know if Canada has a treaty with the DR the same way it is with the United States citizens. You are not going to get out of it because they are cracking down. If you're going to be a management company in the Dominican Republic and do short-term rentals for somebody else, your management company has to have an RNC number, has to be an SRL, has to be a corporation, and then you're going to have to pay corporation taxes, which on any profit is 27%. I'm just saying. So you're going to find yourself in a trick bag, and you don't want to have problems with the tax authorities. All right? Just plain and simple. It's hard to get out of. So just letting you know. All right? Here we go. Let's go. I can't tell, but I wish I could tell which ones was the new ones. I can't. I'm still in Puerto Rico. Bitcoin is going above. Let's see what else we got here. Paul Castillo, what do you know about some of the new cryptos out there? Pepe, Solano, Cardano. They're not new. Solano and Cardano is not new. Pepe, they're not new. They're going to all boom along with Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is what happens when there's a crypto uptick. All of the altcoins, not all, but a lot of altcoins all of a sudden pop. Especially with Gensler resigning. Gensler was holding up basically he just kept it like crypto was like, well, is it legal? Is it not legal? We're going to make it seem like it's legal, but it ain't really legal. We're not going to allow it. We want you to file some paperwork. Then we kind of, even if you filed, it don't matter. We might still arrest you. So he always kept it in limbo, which is very smart for the government. But the fact of the matter is he's going to resign. So now all of crypto is why it's going to be over 100 for Bitcoin. ETH is going to reach all-time record highs. A whole bunch of crypto is going to reach all-time record highs because the person that's going to be appointed with Elon being next to Trump, people are believing Trump will then love crypto. with Elon's urging. Michael Saylor be jumping on board as well. And a whole bunch of other people be jumping on board. But I want to caution you I'm going to caution everybody right now, so you guys hear it here first. You have to understand the US dollar is under assault by its own doing. By never dealing with this debt, the US dollar reduces its value. Keep reducing its value, other currencies, whichever one people will deem as stable, can take its place. That's the first thing I want to say. The second thing, if you start exchanging dollars for thin air, because that's what you're doing when you buy crypto, you are trying to use crypto as a digital dollar. And it's getting pretty close where people can do transactions with crypto, but eventually, if you want the money, you're going to have to change it back into dollars. What if dollars are scarce? They're not in your bank. So some people right now would say, hey, I'm going to change my crypto. It's $100,000. They're going to try and withdraw $100,000. You're not going down to your bank getting $100,000. I'm telling you that right now. That ain't happening. Unless you're one of with the wealth management, you have your own private banker. That'll be the only way that you can even think about it. Other than that, you're not getting it. First of all, banks still do not recognize crypto that good. And so when they see something come down for 100K and then you're going to ask you, where's this from? They'll see it's from crypto. It's going to be held. First of all. Second of all, the bank's not going to have the $100,000, plain and simple. They don't need to have reserves in their bank. So there's several problems with this because you're changing US dollars into digital assets. And also, it's going to be untraceable somewhat. Crypto's not really untraceable unless you use unstoppable domain. All right? That's one way. Unstoppable domain, use the link down below. Why? Because ssnnation.crypto. Stop struggling now.crypto. That's where people send the payment to. Now, there's still going to be a transaction ID. So therefore, you'll still be able to track which wallet it goes to. But it's still anonymous. Because remember, USA doesn't regulate the world. Just because you have a wallet from USA doesn't mean a wallet that's not in USA is going to be trackable because it's not regulated. So you can always move it out to some other place. And if you have a worldwide bank account, another bank in another country that's crypto friendly, you could take your money out in that country. I'm just saying, you want to play with the big boys? You want a Bamba, right? Well, that's why you need bank accounts around the world. Because what you can do in the United States or can't do, you can do in other countries. Other countries are more friendly with crypto. So therefore, you have no problem going down to the bank and taking out money. You see what I'm saying? All right. Hopefully that helps you guys. Now, crypto is going to have a nice little ride for the next 6 months, I think. Once Trump comes in, plus see what happens, that's why I think the ride. And if they do something crazy, which I don't know what crazy could be, just don't regulate it, I guess. I don't know what crazy could be. But the fact of the matter is, it's going to have a long little run for a while, maybe even past 6 months. I mean, 6 months after Trump takes over, so that makes it July or August. It should have a run for the next, what is this now? This is, we're going to have 9 months, 10 months worth of run. All right, there's a long runway, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Brian P., he's saying, check out my emails. I know, man, I know. Let's see what else. Victor Morero, he says, I see some folks here that received Misty dividend payment today. Congratulations. We also got paid by SMCY, AMZY, SQU. Yes, IWC. Oh man, what am I? I want to say IWCMY, but that's not it. IWMY. Always doing something. My mind has too many digits and numbers on it. But yes, Victor Morel, everybody's out here doing the salsa dance, man. Everybody well positioned after over a year of talking about it. A year and a half, quite frankly. SQY, QQQ, TSLA, those didn't come out, but all I'm saying is that is beautiful. SQY. All right, everybody's on board. You're in the house. Brian. Victor Morel says, Brian, did you buy any MSTY today? I'm sure he did. He has to. It's a reinvestment clause. It was down. I bought 200 additional shares each of MSTY, SMCY. Oh, my. NVDY, SQY, AMZ. Oh, Victor Morel's done gone off crazy. If you want to get paid, you have to deploy the Army dollars. Exactly. You have to deploy the dollars, ladies and gentlemen. No fear. No excuses. Where do you get this? At the StopStrugglingNow.com merch store. Oh, by the way, this is also in the StopStrugglingNow.com merch store. That's right. Tropical. That's right. Into your bloodstream health products. It's going to be on SSN Lifestyle next week. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't put on SSN Lifestyle since it's an SSN Lifestyle product, but it's in the same family group. So if you want something that's awesome, the first one up, D3, K2, and magnesium. You want your bones better. You want your nerve tissue better. You want some love and life-changing products, all natural, no artificial ingredients whatsoever. Transdermal goes into your bloodstream. That's what you need. Forget the pills. All right. Deploy your better health. Deploy a lot of things. All right. Duffel bags of cash, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. The YMAG and YMAX also paid dividends today. Yes, have some MSTY. We've been talking about this CONY. You got to have some of that as well. And that even went down a little bit, which is kind of interesting. But nonetheless, so what? 100% distribution rate year over year. I love that. MSTY distribution rate has all of a sudden popped off. It's gone crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Go to yieldmaxetfs.com. And oh, you know what? You want to know what is awesome? In fact, we are here on the new EV Mux. EV Mux. You know what happened? We're not tracked on StreamYard after 4 years by the federal government. You got to love it. You got to love it, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. Yeah, we got to show this. We're back. We're back where we can show this distribution rate because we have a lot of people who still found our channel and don't know about this, who still are out here thinking, what the heck's going on? Okay, where's this at now? I want to find it. Come on. Why aren't we there? Why aren't we there? Oh, the usual. Okay, let's see if we get turned off like we used to on StreamYard when we had some gremlins in the system. Yeah, I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to see Work Masola. I see you on Instagram. Thank you so much. And oh, by the way, on Instagram, we have 2 less. They took us from 930 down to 928. I told you guys, they always take the followers away. As soon as we get 2 or 3, they take it away. But we have grown from 920, so we're at 928. But every time we go 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. 5 steps forward, 2 steps back. This is what I've been living with ever since I've been on social media. This is what they do to us, and you guys don't know what they're doing out here in this YouTube street. It's insanity. Jacking people. Us. Just remember, us. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. YieldMax ETF. Look at this distribution rate. Yeah, now I can play this on this live stream because we're on EV Mux. They haven't figured out how to jack us right now. So we're not going to get disconnected like normal. That's right. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. You see these distribution rates? Is that crazy or what? Is that crazy? Very crazy, right? Look at this. JP Morgan, 24. Oh, in fact, let me move up a little bit so you can see the stock symbols. You need that brokerage account. There's Robinhood down below. There's Webull down below. Robinhood will give you 1 free share of stock. Plus, if you want to get their little debit credit cards and things like that, you get cash back. And that cash back can be used to buy some more stock for buying what you buy every day. Look at this, mRNY, Moderna. Can you believe the distribution rate for Moderna? Look at this. AI, oh my God, 113, this is out of control. YMAX has jumped up to 70% distribution rate, and YMAG is at 16%. Either way, here goes MSTY coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, you got to get excited. Oh my God, with the price increase. Oh, this is insanity. Oh no, 168. Do you not understand? That is 1.5 times your money in a year. Oh my God, ULTY, another Brian P, Mr. Dividend. Oh, look at this. YBit, which is Bitcoin at 55%. And I'm not familiar with CRSH. I don't know what that is actually, but 55%. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. GDXY, gold. Look at this, 55%. Can you understand what this is? The VanEck, SNOY, oh, Snow, I love it. Airbnb, even they are getting some love. This is insane, insane. Look at this, even Fiat. Oh, this is crazy. I haven't even looked at all of these because they have so many of them. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys understand what's about to happen for the next 1.5 to 2 years because of this boom? You could be taking full advantage because they do options trading for all of these. And the more prices go up, the more option trades happen. So therefore, the profit from that is what they're distributing the dividends on. Can you believe it? Look at this. SMCY, they don't even have the distribution rate in there, but SMH is another ETF. Palantir, 40. I mean, this is insanity. Some of these distribution rates, which could be construed as dividends. TSLY at 50%. This is insanity. This is insane, ladies and gentlemen. Insane. Insane. Victor Morrell says, can't wait for next Friday payments. I'm loving this. This is fun. Oh, I know, man. I'm going to buy some Coney on Tuesday. Yes, that would be highly recommended. I have to admit, this is awesome. I agree with you 110%. This is insane, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Look at this. Meta. I mean, this is crazy what's going to happen. The tech stocks, everything. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Let me know what you guys are thinking down there. Smash that like button. Show some love. And speaking of show some love, you guys know I got this a little bit better now. We have some things going on. And you know, we got to have our, what do we call this? Our SSN. Where's it at? I don't see it. This is the only one that I could find, unfortunately. But it's okay. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. They got these new things going on in the background. I forgot. Let's see here. No, I don't have it. Oh, man. I thought I had the one of the. Oh, I do have it. Just didn't recognize it. Okay, cool. Already added to my list. I thought I saw the logo. I didn't know any better. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. If you just now joined us, yes, I used to be a professional poker player along with all the big time stars of yesteryear. That's right. We used to hang out all over the world, and it was always a blast, a stone cold blast. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that you're gonna go? I don't know. It doesn't even matter. Let's just say one of my favorites. Let's go to Aruba for the Aruba Poker Classic, right? And we get down there. But what people don't realize is we only play poker like Friday, Saturday. There could be some satellites on Thursday. But, a lot of us have, sponsorships. So basically, our airfare's paid for, our hotel's paid for, all we can eat, all we can drink, cash in our pockets, and the beach. And so generally, when you have that environment, that means there's going to be some parties. Bands are playing. We have our own parties, right? Everybody's like, not everybody's invited. We have our own little parties. And there's usually a few hundred people there, right? So, such as in Aruba, we have parties. And that's when I find out one of the famous poker players, next thing I know, I turn around and the dude's on stage playing the guitar, going off. Come to find out, he can actually play. In shock. Dave Devilfish Uliot, rest in peace, because he has passed away. One of the pokers and human beings on the planet, all around good guys. So that's the type of things that happen. It's Friday night, so we give it a little story night. But just had to say that because that was the poker situation. That was at the Playboy party, one of them. And we played a little poker, had a little celebrity event. And we had a little fun. Made the final table, busted out. David Singer. I still haven't found that video from Card Player TV. And quite frankly, it's gone. Because Card Player TV told me like 7 years ago, before I even came online, their servers went down and something happened. They couldn't retrieve all of their video. And that video was never on TV. It was only on Card Player TV, which was an online platform. So if it's out there, maybe one day it'll surface, and then you guys will be like, oh, okay, that's what he was talking about. Yes, so me and David Singer have a sit down after I busted out on a guy that had a 2-outer. I had like ace, I don't remember, ace jack, and the guy had like ace 3 when I shoved all in. And he got a 3. So it is what it is. But that's what happened at the final table. But it was all fun, all love. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, A3 Saval is in the house. A former SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum member and an investor is here. A3 Saval, are you still, oh wait, I can't remember the property that you have because you were checking some things out. I can't remember what it was, but welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live stream. And once again, hello, fellow investors. He's in the house. So let me know what you're thinking, how your project is going. And I can't remember the project. I just remember you were asking about it about 6-7 months ago. And there was a little issue. Let me know if that issue got resolved. Hopefully it did. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, A3 Saval, another investor's in the house. Real estate investor, pre-construction, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. So very nice to see you once again. And I must point out, the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum is now 10 days away. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, go get your tickets. Join us, because as A3 Saval knows, and by the way, A3 Saval, didn't you miss or came in late for the Punta Cana Investors Forum Wednesday Night Live when we were at Soul Lace Bar last time. But nonetheless, he was there. He went through some of the things and we went to the lawyers, the attorney's office. We saw some projects, and we did our thing while we were there. And hopefully he learned some things. And I know he's looking for more investment opportunities, business opportunities there. But come join us December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Tickets right now, $199 per person, does not include airfare or hotel, but you can go to stopstrugglingnow.com or ssnlifestyle.com to get more information and get your tickets today. Now, what else? Again, as we are talking about it today, the year of generating income is here. Get your credit correct. It's down below in the description box. Smart credit's down there. Self credit. Credit strong. You can actually start off with installment trade lines and then turn some of that money into a secured credit card. So now you can add installment plus revolving trade line, but it's secured. But nonetheless, more on-time payments means your credit score rises. That's what the key is for this, right? That's what you need. So once again, make sure you guys understand what we're doing out here. You got to get your assets. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it's, look, okay, we talked about watches before. Don't buy watches, okay? Artwork, yes. Buildings, real estate, yes. All right, at the right price. That's the key right there. It has to be the right price. It's hard to buy something that's going to make you money that you're going to have to pay for. That's a liability. What you're trying to do is get something where somebody else pays for it, whether it's short-term rental, long-term rental, or something else. But nonetheless, make sure you do that. SSN Lifestyle, after we come back from the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum, the SSN Lifestyle SRL will be joining in a vacation club scenario that we started to do a few years back that we can now implement fully. And all those who actually got in before, you are automatically going to have membership. The membership is going to allow people to travel, because those of you who have duffel bags of cash, you don't want to really spend like $300 a night for a hotel room in Vegas, do you? Come on. This is where we're going to right now, ladies and gentlemen. Prices are going to go up no matter where you're trying to vacation to, where you're trying to go handle business. So what do? We flip the script a little bit. We get our vacation club SRL. It will be on the island of Dominican Republic. So that will mean, of course, the contract will be in English and Spanish, but that will be starting in January. Welcome back to the SSN Lifestyle, what it was built for in the first place, but we've been stalled out for 2.5 years. It's okay. It's all right. We're coming back. We'll make it happen. All right. So those are the things that you have to stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We have some surprises for 2025. A lot of surprises. I could not do the takeover last year, so now I'm going to do a different way. As I always do, we always have to revamp, because when the economy changes, when lifestyles change, when people don't have that much money to spend, you have to figure out, what are you going to do next? How are you going to help people? Well, helping people and making money, that's a good thing. All right, here we go. The Wave. That's why I couldn't remember. Mr. and Mrs. Cool also owns it, The Wave. And The Wave is still not delivered. Wave project coming along. Well, it's just, first of all, remember there was supposed to be delivery, was it this year? But anyhow, they moved it back 1 year. No shocker. No shocker whatsoever, based on the last videos that we saw. If I have a video, I can pull it up. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Where would I have a video? Wave. I might have it. I might still have it. Let me go look real quick while we're checking things out here. Let me see. The Wave. I'm trying to think. Did I put it under The Wave? Oh, I can't add it if I wanted to, now that I'm thinking about it, because it's not going to be in an MP. It's got to be in a certain MP format, MP4 format, a codec of an H.264. They won't just add it. So I don't think. Let me see. I'll see if they're going to add this, because I actually have videos courtesy of Mr. and Mrs. Cool. We have videos. Yeah, it's giving me a codec. It's a MOV, so I can't add it. So sorry about that, man. But it is what it is. We tried. But there's no pool. It's not done. No, it's not built yet at all. It's still gray. So how it's built right now, it's probably going to be another year for sure. If you're in first phase, I don't know what phase you're in. If you're in the first phase, it's going to be another year. If you're going to be in second phase, it's going to be 2 years. It's pretty simple. But they were on second, third level on a couple of buildings for the gray out. And if people don't know what the gray out, that means the cement. All right. So again, it's going to be very, very interesting. They're plugging along slowly, as everybody is, except for Cruise on Land has just now started, and they are doing the concrete panel formation of their project. So that means they are going to be able to build their 2 towers in the next year and 2 or 3 months. They'll be done. They might even be able to do it in the next 14 months, because it generally only takes 5-6 months. And you can do the same building because all you're doing is pouring. So as long as people have built the walls, then they can just pour. Doesn't matter which side of the buildings they're on, they can just keep pouring and just get another mixer and another cement pourer out there. You can just pour, as long as you have that cure days of, let's call it 7 days. I don't like to call it 3 or 4, but 7 days cure, you're good. Just keep going. And so now you're laying down levels. And how long does it take to lay down the platform? And it's not even the platform. You're laying down the rebar. You're laying down and fixing it all up. But once you do that flat, you have to do it for every level. So if you got about 25, 30 people, you can clear a 30-foot wide by, well, we'll call it 50-foot wide by a 30-foot wide space for a foundation, for a roof, which I mean the next level. You can just make that. You just pour. That's a lot easier than putting bricks down, right? You're just pouring one level. And then you bring in those panels, and now you're just doing the panels. Then you put another level on top, pour, and then you pour down the panels and build the walls. It's simple, fast, easy. And I was going to do that on the SSN Nation Takeover with the brick building business and the panel business, because there's something that is so disgusting is Dominican Republic citizens who don't make that much money. They can't afford to buy these new constructions. They don't make that much on average, 10,000. Some people say the average salary for the year is 10,000, 9,000. Some say up to 24,000. There's different numbers. Some is 7,000. It's all over the map. But either way, if you make 24,000, you still can't buy a $100,000 home or $150,000 home. You still can't, right? That's gross $2,000 after their freaking 25% tax. Jeez, you're under 20. That's insanity. So, and health or whatever else got to be paid a little bit of money out of. So you're really, so I was going to make these homes on these panels that was going to be 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom, 2 baths, 2-bedroom, 2.5 baths, 3-bedroom, 2.5 baths. Sure, they weren't going to be that big, but they were going to be built with panels. So when you build with panels, it's cheaper. And so if you have the cement, that's pretty cheap. Then therefore you can get these things done it was going to be a price of simply $25,000 to $50,000. So that way a person can pay $200 per month and we carry the paper. And you guys know I was going to turn it into a derivative. So each sale is $25,000 or $35,000. And there was going to be a $50,000 one too. So each piece of paper, you get 100 people times $25,000. 20 people times 25,000. I go sell the paper to a finance company, right, on the island. I say, okay, you're going to be collecting the money. I'll take the $1 million up front. I don't want to collect for the next 15, 20 years. You can do that. You can get the full 2.5 million or 3 million with interest or 4, whatever it ends up being, but give me my 1.25 or something like that. That's all I was going to do. But I was going to at least help the Dominican people, because it's an outrage that they're building all these projects and hardly any Dominican citizens can actually afford to buy it. All right. There's 11 million people that live on the island. And with a breakdown of if the average is $10,000 annual wage, then what can you really buy? Right? You damn sure ain't going to be buying no $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 condos or villas or townhomes. All right. So anyhow, didn't like it. Didn't love it. Laverne Pennick's about to give an update. Here we go. Here we go. Eric, I bought it the wave. I did officially sign the addendum. At this point, I'm pretty much at 50% payment, just waiting now to see how the project wants to proceed. Well, with the 50% payment, you don't have to make any more payments, do you? I mean, I don't think that weren't they in the 10, 40, 50 category, unless you bought in phase 2. Then it might have been a little different. But let me know. All right, A3 Saval, how's the Wave project coming along? That's from Laverne Pennick's. Okay. I was told that it would be done by this summer. You mean 2025 summer? Well, if we're going by those videos from 2 months ago, man, that's wishful thinking, I think. Wow, that would be wishful thinking. Laverne Pennick's, they're saying next year, but I doubt it. I'm anticipating 2026. I too. I can't see how they're going to do a December. Well, they're already late, actually. So we knew last year that there was no way they were going to have it done by this year, and there's no way they're going to have it done by next year from seeing what they had going 2 months ago. So that's very, very interesting. All right. Laverne Pennick's from A3 Saval. They're saying next year, but I doubt it. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. What about the increase, A3 Saval? Because remember, Wave actually increased the rate, what was it, 10%? But 10% is still going to end up making people have a deal, because that makes the price for a 1-bedroom 79, 80 grand, which is still one hell of a deal, because you'll be able to do $80 a night or more to get you in double-digit territory, as long as you can get a high rental rate. Open Skies Agreement, in case you missed the Dominican Republic Weekly, Congress officially signed the Open Skies Agreement in the Dominican Republic. I thought it was already started and instated. In fact, it's not. So maybe we'll see some rates going down, but I doubt it. I'm just saying. I doubt it. But we'll see what happens. How can I get into this Yomax thing? How does it work, and where do I start? I'm a beginner. A3 Saval. The links are down below. You're going to have to check out if you're on mobile. You're going to have to go down below in the description box, download Robinhood, and download Webull. Yomax ETF are stocks. So the stock symbols, I'll put them back on the screen. Here's some of the stock symbols. As you can see, it's just like a stock. And when you buy the stock, they give out a distribution. You can see the distribution rate, but you have to keep in mind, oftentimes, since it's not based on the actual stock, it's based on the stock being transacted on the options market. All right? So since these stocks are hot, they're being bought and sold, and puts and calls and other type of options. That generates money, and that's what they do. So the money that they generate, they share a large percentage of it with people that are buying these stocks that Yomax ETF has. These are yield max ETF stocks. And you can see the distribution rate. I mean, we're talking about quite a few at 100, but that 100 is based on the stock price today. So I highly recommend that when you invest, and let's see CONY, and that's over 100%, right? That's why you should not reinvest 100% because the stock price will take a hit. It's not backed by any business. It's only the only reason they're paying this out is because they are doing the options income trading. And so that's what this is. So here is fiat right now at 100% year over year. So any money you can put in right now, you should get that dividend and then put it into something that's a little less highly volatile. All these things, I'll just tell everybody like it is. Anytime there's something over 16, 17%, you just put it in the risky category. All right. There's stocks like ORC that's like 18% right now that's on the stock market. That's a real estate investment trust. Highly recommend to get that, right? Real estate investment trust. I highly recommend that right now. And they may hold their value by giving out 18%. AGNC giving out 14% right now, right? PSEC giving out like 15% right now dividends. So those are not yield max ETF stocks, the last three that I mentioned. Those are real estate investment trusts that are stocks on their own that give out dividends once a month. So you got to go look at those. And if you want to do some high risk with actual stocks that are not yield max ETFs, then what do? You go down and you go CIEP, IVRR, and you make sure IVRR is still giving out dividends because they're giving out dividends at high rates. When you start talking about 20%, ARR is a real estate investment trust, another 15, 14% dividend that you could be receiving. So just keep that in mind. There's ways around out here. So you don't have to worry about just yield max ETF is separate. Okay, here we go. He says it, Eric, mine's is phase 2 and the price increase was 10%, correct? Well, in phase 1, it was 10%. So I'm assuming phase 2 was probably 10% as well. What size unit did you buy anyhow, out of curiosity? And how much did you pay for it? Phase 2 was, did they already jump it up to 99,000 for the one bedroom, or was it like 89,000? Something like that. I don't think they jumped from, was it 69? I think phase 1 wasn't phase 1 like 69? Or was it 79? I can't remember. But let me know what the phase 2 was and which unit you got, because I never knew. But that's pretty awesome. I mean, hey, man, at least it's 10%. At least it's not 20. It's not 15. It's not 25. It's not 35 or 40 like Christopher and Epic, right? It's none of those. So 10% you can live with, especially if you got a one bedroom. And if you got the one bedroom, or do they have the two bedroom? The one that has the upstairs, that has the jacuzzi and the extra room, so like a penthouse kind of setup, that was worth it as well. The townhomes, those are worth it. There's a lot of things that are worth it by size, but there's going to be so many properties in Vista Cana that you have to have a low end price. First phase, everybody who has first phase is winning. The new thing is we will be going over for the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. We will be going over to Seven Palms because they have something called Elite. And then they still have the Adventure and all that across the street from the beach. And those are in the low 100s, meaning 125, 135, 104. All right. Those are the type of prices now that you have to get. You can't go for these one bedrooms that are like 170 to 230, 400,000. You can't do that because there will be an Airbnb reckoning. 18% ITBIS is going to be on short-term rentals, and it's not going to be you need to collect it. Airbnb is going to add the 18% plus the Airbnb fee. So somebody could be paying $1,000 to stay a week somewhere, but then to them, it's going to be 1,180 plus Airbnb's probably going to add $170, something like that. And then you're going to add a housekeeping fee. So somebody's going to have to pay $400 more. You're going to get 1,000 less 3%, but the customer's going to be paying like $1,400, which means to them $200 a day for a week. So that is not really a major problem, but if you have a 1-bedroom and it's going to cost somebody $1,400, $200, that's going to be fine because it's all relative. People that have a 2-bedroom unit, they're going to have to charge a lot more because they paid more for their units. So therefore, they can't charge $100 a night, let's say, or anything like that, or $1,000 is that's like $150. But they're going to charge more in order. So like right now, 2 bedrooms are like anywhere from 180 on up. So somebody's going to have to charge 180. But if you do digital platforms, that 180 turns into almost $300 a night for a person. After you add the ITBIS and after you add, and there's also going to be a problem with whoever the management company is because they have to sign with the RNC for the tax, and they're going to pay as a corporation 27% taxes, which doesn't mean anything. I mean, if they're charging 30% of the tax for running your show and you get $1,000, they get $300. And they have to give up 27% of the $300, which is about $80. So that's what we're dealing with here. So now their fee might go up, which is very interesting. So there's a bunch of things in play. So we'll see what happens. All right. Okay, you have Charles Schwab. There you go, man. Can I still buy YieldMax ETFs? Yes. YieldMax ETFs is not a separate, it's a separate ETF company, but the stocks are available on the stock market. All right. So you can use any brokerage account. If you have Fidelity, if you have Charles Schwab, doesn't matter who you have. If you have JP Morgan's, it does not matter who you have as a brokerage account. You can buy YieldMax ETF stocks. All right. So yes, you're good. As long as you have Charles Schwab, they have them. So write down, or you can go to YieldMax ETFs. And as you see on the screen here, just like this MSTY, it's on Charles Schwab. ULTY, that's on Charles Schwab. All these, well, not all. I would say 90% of them are. All right. Because they're on the stock exchange. All right. So you'll be able to buy these just like that's gold right there in case anybody's interested in gold. All right. So I don't even know how they're giving out that 55% distribution. That's better than freaking having gold itself. At least it's not buried and you get nothing for it other than the inflationary rate. But nonetheless, you're good, A3 Saval. You're good. And so just so you know, YMAG and YMAX pay dividends every Friday. And then the reason why the guys are doing the salsa is because they separated some other shares were also paid today. So it made it like a fun day when you have 5 or 6 different stocks giving dividends. It adds up, man. And especially when it's every week and then some are every month, and then you can reinvest it, turn your reinvest on. And so now your money's making money for you, which is what you want. All right. So keep that in mind. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. A3 Saval. Let's see what he got. Mine is a 1-bedroom with jacuzzi on the first floor. Second phase did go up to 99. My original price was 99K after price increase roughly about 108K. Yeah, you're still going to be fine. You're still going to be fine. So you're going to be on the first floor with damn near 3 steps to the water, to the pool. I guess that's what it'll be, right? But you're still in that price range. And see, this is what I'm saying that people don't realize. He's got a $108,000 1-bedroom from like 2.5 years ago, maybe even 3, and 2.5 years ago. And so you can get 7 Palms Elite for a $99,000, yeah, it's going to have a backyard view. But for like 109, you can get a nice pool view or something like that. But the luxury went up to 125, which is still one hell of a deal for a one bedroom across the street from the beach, the man-made beach, the second man-made beach. So this is what I'm saying. There's only a few opportunities that make sense right now. Paul Castillo, he says, hey, Eric, MSTY just paid $4.42 share this month. Does that mean if you buy 4 shares at $36 a share, you pretty much will be getting your money back on the first month? No. You bought 4 shares, so it's 4 times $4.42. But your shares, okay, so we'll do it this way because that's a question people ask. We'll do it this way. All right, so what I'll do is I'll do a Google calculator and we'll go from there. All right, so people can see this on the screen. That's easy enough. You can see it. All right, so you can see it on the screen. So if it's $36.36 times 4, if you had 4 shares, you bought them for $145.44, right? So what was that? $4.42 times 4 equals $17.68. And you divide that by how much you paid. Was that 140? I can't remember. 145. We'll just put it in the ballpark. Look at this. Everybody would love to make 12% annually on their money. This is just 1 month. How crazy is that? So now you take the $17.68 and you reinvest it. So that basically is going to give you like almost half a share. All right? That's how it works. So next month, since it's MSTY, you'll have an extra half a share. And so now, if they paid the same $4.42, you'll have a little bit extra money from that because you have half of a share. So now you'll have, instead of $17.68, it might be $19. But again, you're buying another half a share. So now you'll have another share. So the following month, you'll have a full, if it's $4.42, which I doubt it fluctuates. But if it was $4.42, then you'll be times 4.42 times 4 the following month. Oops. Times 4. So you'd be, times 5. And so that means plus 4.42 times 5, $22. And now $22 is going to go reinvest buying the shares. So that's why you could almost set it and forget it if you buy a few shares or a lot of shares, and then you'll keep buying shares for you every month at a nice clip. And before you know it, you'll be doing good. All right. So again, we're on Instagram, everybody. Make sure you go over to Instagram. We got up to 930 people. Make sure you hit the follow button, the like button on Instagram as well. That would be greatly appreciated. And every time we get higher, we got to 930, they dropped us back down to 928. It just keeps going. Keeps going. It's unbelievable. All right. But I'm not stopping. This is what they've been doing on all the social media platforms. It's a damn travesty out here. It's a damn travesty. All right? Just so you guys know. Let's go. Okay. Hopefully that helps, Paul Castillo. Hopefully that helps. I meant to say if you buy 10 shares, okay, if you bought 10 shares and you got the $4.42 a share, you would have $44.20. And if the stock is $36, that means today you would have now 11 shares plus a little kibbles and bits, 11.2 or 11.3 shares. So the next month you'll get paid dividends on 11.3 shares. And if it's the same thing, then it's going to be maybe $45 or $46. And so that means you're going to buy another share. So now you'll have 12 shares in 2 months. And so it'll just keep going. And that's why you want to do dollar cost averaging somewhat. You want to add in $50 or $20 or $30 or 100 or 200 or 1,000. Either way, it's beneficial if you can buy and get this type of rate while it's hot. And it should be hot for the next 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. It could extend. It could extend because the stock market is going to be on fire. People are going to be trading options. Puts and options. That's how they make money. Bad news occurs, just like Nvidia dropped about 1 percentage or 2 percentage points this week. So what did people do? People said, okay, I'm going to short it. So some people, again, that's in the option trading atmosphere. So they short. So now that's recreating revenue. And that is what Yield Max ETF does. So that's why it's so beautiful on the MSTY. All right. Hopefully that helps. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Friday night's always story night. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure that you tell other people because we want you to join us. And our own Professor Auntie Val, it's getting chilly, it's getting cold. Go get some beachfrontjava.com. Beachfrontjava.com, premium blend coffee and tea. The blend is from around the world, Indonesia, Africa, Central America, South America. And they come in Ziploc bags, so it's always fresh. But here's the thing, 1/2-pound bags up to 5-pound bags, and there's up to 20 different varieties of coffee. And there's some tea as well. And use promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps. Why? So you get a discount for life after your first order. Discount for life after your first order. Okay? That's all you have to do. Make it simple. And free shipping for everybody in the United States. Outside the United States, you have to pay for that international shipping. But inside the United States, it's always free shipping. And now there's some merch. That's right. There's merch there. So go check it out. All right. Okay. Notice we have not gotten interrupted, which is awesome. Even with Yield Max ETF running on the screen. The stream is different. Can't block us from the StreamYard. Well, we'll wait for the government to come find me later. But nonetheless, we're showing people what's happening on the screen with the Yield Max ETFs, and they're not the only ones. ICMY. There you go. ARRDX. How could I forget about DX? Come on now. Go check that out. How could I forget about ET if you like energy stocks? Because they give 7.7% dividend as well. How could I forget? Okay. Hopefully everybody, FEPI. How can I forget a lot of these, right? WDTE. I mean, just shouting things out for all of you dividend hawks out here who want this dividend money. And now you can see how this is working. It's very, very powerful. It's pretty awesome, quite frankly. All right. What else? Let's see. What else do you guys want to talk about tonight? Because the year of generating income, you need credit. So that's why I have credit information down below in the description box. You're going to need that. You're going to need income coming in, and you're going to need dividends. All of it. So get on board, ladies and gentlemen. There's no time like the present. And don't think everything's going to be fine. The mayhem could occur if there's departments that are removed from circulation. That means that unleashes something else that America has never seen before. So hopefully this has all been talk, because if you start removing Department of Education, you start removing people out of this country randomly, we showed up at your front door, you got to go now, kidnapped. That means employers are now going to have people not showing up for work and not knowing why. And that means the supply chain is going to be interrupted. So all this is going to come into play if some of these things actually come to fruition. So That's going to mess with people's money. That's why dividends, real estate is still going to be top dogs, and even crypto is going to be top dogs over the next year. All right? They're going to be fine. But you have to get assets, because after the third year, just like I told you guys before this, 3.5 years from now, we're going to have a financial tsunami of problems. All right? I will not be wrong again. I wasn't wrong about the 5-year thing. And now I'm not going to be wrong about the 3.5-year thing either, sadly, because we're going to have 80 to 85% of the population living paycheck to paycheck. We already have 70. It already spikes to 78. What's going to end up happening is more people are going to be let go, because I don't even want to get into some other things, but more people are going to be laid off. So that's going to be a problem. Manufacturing jobs will not be coming back to the United States if the tariff situation occurs. That's going to put a kibosh on that. So that will be a problem. But let's just say everybody says, well, they'll bring back manufacturing jobs. Okay. People are getting laid off right now. Where are these manufacturing jobs going to come from? And with the tariff situation, what's going to happen in response is other countries are going to place tariffs upon the United States. So any products that they sell into the United States is going to cost more as well. So either way, you lose on both sides of a tariff war. And then you're not going to be able to spend money to hire employees. Or, since America is not a manufacturing society anymore, and you have to get things manufactured outside of the U.S., not just from China. It could be from Europe. It can be from South America. If they're going to charge us more because of the tariff war, so be it. So therefore, as a business standpoint, you cannot absorb a 30 or 40% increase on manufacturing items, materials and manufacturing items that you're going to need. You can't do it. That's hiring money. So that there's cause and effect. So in 3.5 years, the cause and effect will happen, and then you're not going to have enough revenue, taxed revenue that came in. Now what's going to happen when you're already $37 trillion of a deficit and you can't pay back your interest payments? Okay, I'm just giving you guys the warning, because there's something I wanted to do that I didn't do the other day. And what is the population of BRICS countries? Let me see if I can Google this. Let's see. Oh, there it is. This is the problem right here, ladies and gentlemen. United States, world currency, 3.3 billion out of 8 billion people, that's 40% of the world's population, is a BRICS country. This is where the problem comes in eventually. So far, it's just Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and some other African nations, right, whose currency is volatile. But what could trip this into the stratosphere is if Saudi Arabia, China joins this party, as they have already done. But if they allow the yuan, which is only 2.9% of the distribution of currency in the world, meanwhile, United States is 54.6 roughly of the currency in the world. Once you understand that these countries become more industrialized, and then their currency has to be used across the world, that means they have more people. All right? I'm just saying, more people. And if they restrict the US dollar and only their people use that, that means you're going to have a situation where 4 billion people are going to be using the BRICS currency. So that's why the United States messing around, not getting their deficit in order, is a problem. And it's going to come back to haunt us in 3.5 years. All right, I'm just letting you know. All right, Brian P. Eric, check your emails. Okay, I will. Let's go to it. I'll do some background. And by the way, there's something else I wanted to show you guys too. PCE, the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, is 2.2%, which is a lie. Why do I call it a lie? Is because it does not include, look, food and energy. So I don't like using a PCE. So when people use PCE and they say, oh, it's only 2.2, well, yeah, if you don't include food and energy, that has went up damn near 30% or 20% or 15%. Yeah, okay, 2.2. But we live in the real world. We have to pay energy and food costs. So those things are rising. But I must admit, there was some hella good deals on some turkeys today on a Friday at the grocery stores. Unbelievable. I'm just saying. It's Thanksgiving next Thursday, so hopefully everybody's going to have a happy Thanksgiving. And all of those who are not, again, every live stream, it's a little bit late, 1 hour and 45 minutes in, but I have to mention findhelp.org. That is for nonprofit organizations to help you with a myriad of things. Something as simple as food, transportation, healthcare, job training, elder care, caregiver care, all of that, transportation, a bunch of things that you would never think of. But go over to findhelp.org. Mental health wise, 988-288. We're talking about zero or minimal cost. Drugs, prescriptions, which is not prescriptions, but you need some drugs, help with drugs. This is going to be a thing in 2025 if things go like they're saying they want them to go. You will need help, and government funding has been put in place for the help. Will it dry up? Well, that's a whole nother issue. But for right now, if you need some help, go to findhelp.org. They can help you even with down payments on apartments, homes. I mean, there's a lot of so many different things. And I want to thank Matthew Lesko again, the guy that's been doing this for 40 years. And if you want to join their group, leskohelp.com, Lesko help.com. Go over there, and people in that group, you put something down like, hey, I was in the group. The lady put in there something like, I need car repair help. It's going to cost me like $5,000. Somebody dropped links to where they can actually get funding for car repair one time, $5,000 to $10,000. I couldn't believe it. This is what's in his group, but you have to pay to be in this group. All right. It's $20 per month, or if you pay a year in advance, it's $59 for a year. All right. Or it's $20 per month. So take your pick. But they have live streams during the day for different things, not necessarily the grants, but you get to talk to people who have gotten grants, who help people get grants. So that comes in very, very handy. All right. Let me see. What else can we look at here? I'm going to go over here to my, where is this? And I will promote once again the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. If you're into real estate, if you're into business, if you want to find a business, if you want to do anything in the Dominican Republic, I suggest you come over. It's December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Tickets are $199, and that's just for hanging out with the group. Your hotel and airfare will cost more. Airfare is cheapest on, well, I would have said Spirit, but Spirit has filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So the cheapest airfare now is probably going to be Frontier Airlines. They've revamped how they do things, so they have different promotions, which is kind of weird, which is good and bad, but they're the cheapest. If you go with the major airlines, they're going to be more expensive. And again, just keep all that in mind. Let me see what I can do here, because I have so many messages in emails. So it's going to be very, very interesting here. Let me know what you guys are thinking about anything. If there's any discussion that you want to talk about. All right. And I tried to get my man Greg Raymer on. I don't know yet. He didn't even hit me back. I was trying to get him on to talk about patents. So it didn't happen. Oh, wow. UPS to pay $45 million penalty for improperly valuing business unit. Oh, my God, this just doesn't stop, does it? This doesn't stop. Northvolt files for bankruptcy with debt of this is insanity. This is crazy right now. How is this even a thing? This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, this is in the EU, though. But it doesn't matter. This is like what's going on around the world. This is out of control, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is just incredible. All the shenanigans going on as people here are paying. You're paying more money for all these services, and these guys are still doing schemes. This is so disgusting. Wow. So disgusting. But there's something that needs to be said here. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Remember the times I kept telling you about keeping that duffel bag of cash? Remember? Ladies and gentlemen, you might want to listen. I keep telling you, a lot of people, your bank is not your friend. The bank is not your friend. Look at this right here. I'm going to put this on screen. This is crazy. I have not read this yet. This is insane. Look at this. I have no money. Thousands of Americans see their savings vanish in Synapse fintech crisis. Thousands of Americans will receive little or nothing from savings accounts that were locked during the collapse of fintech middleman Synapse. Customers believe the accounts were backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. Yikes. CNBC spoke a dozen customers caught in the predicament, people who have lost sums ranging from $7,000 to well over $200,000. While there's not yet a full tally of those left shortchanged at fintech Yoda alone, 13,725 customers say they are being offered a combined $11.8 million despite putting in $64 million in deposits. This one I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is insane. Former Texas school teacher Morris put every dollar she could save into her home for her family. She and her husband, they weighed the proceeds, $282 they thought startup Yoda held at a real bank. Morris, like thousands of other customers, was snared in the collapse of a behind-the-scenes fintech firm called Synapse and has been locked out of her account for 6 months as of November. Damn. Wow. Then she learned how much Evolve Bank and Trust, the lender where her funds were supposed to be held, was prepared to return to her. Wow. We were informed last Monday that Evolve was only going to pay us $500 out of the $280,000. Morris said during a court hearing last week, her voice wavering. It's just devastating. Again, I keep telling you, do not keep large sums of money in a frickin' bank. I'm just saying, it's going to continue this path. This is so disgusting. Wow. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I mean, there's no stopping. This is what I'm saying. You're thinking businesses have been doing things by regulation properly, right? This, you pay 45 penalties to pay for the valuing business unit. Believe they're doing fake numbers. This is insanity. Things because it failed to follow. Here we go again. with it's like general accepted accounting principles people just throw out the window these days. This is why these guys get ahead, because you're going by the book. You're going to look for money and you're saying, this is what my assets are, this is what I owe, this is how much we're earning, and here's my paperwork to back it up. These other people are just like, well, we make whatever we want to make. We do whatever we want to say we do. Here you go. Now give us a loan. I mean, this is insane. This is why people need to go to jail for this instead of getting probation. This is insanity. Every accountant knows you're supposed to use GAAP. But these businesses don't care because of the money they have made beats the penalty of $45 million. That's why. By going with the rules and regulations, they probably made a few $100 million to $1 billion. So they don't care. Look at this. The company failed to follow general accepted accounting principles when it evaluated less than truckload operations in 2019 and 2020. Had PS properly lower. This has something to do with, since it's valued higher, that means their stock price is valued higher. This is not that hard to figure out. Here's Morrow come back at $33.15. Some people did buy SMCI when it dipped into the 20s. Goodwill is a non-cash asset record on their balance sheets when they buy another business and have to calculate how they came up with the purchase price. U.S. accounting rules require companies to keep the balance sheet lost value. See, this is what I'm saying, man. These guys are doing all kind of shady stuff and getting away with it, and you can't do it. And you're wondering why you fall behind and why a certain group of people are able to stay above the fray, because they are making so much money by doing this. Look at this. UPS sold its freight business, TFI International, for $800 million. This is insanity. On some fake BS. That's insane. Almost $1 trillion. So they're off to the races. They got $800 million and they got to pay a penalty of $45 million. See, this is why they're going to keep doing it all day, every day. There's no real big. There would have been a whole nother thing if people are going to jail or getting one. Basically, you sign the document, you should be going to jail. Right? Let me know what you guys think. This is terrible. This is freaking terrible. Insanity. This is what I'm talking about, though. A lot of companies and corporations are employing this. We don't know what GAAP is. We don't care what GAAP is. We're overvaluing our holdings because we want to make it look like we're making money and our stock price is being affected by it. So we're going to keep it going because you're not coming to arrest us. All you're going to do is give me a fine and I'm out of here. This is insane. Insane. All right. US hit UPS. It's only $49. It's only $45 million. That's it. But these guys sell freight for $800 million because they overvalued it. And now what? You're gonna give back the person that bought it. You're gonna give them back a few $100 million. No, you're not. SEC's not making them give back a few $100 million based on the overvaluation. This is why you have to have assets, ladies and gentlemen. The UPS valuation of goodwill attached to the UPS freight unit. This is funny stuff. This is what our boy Trump did in New York and his accounting firm. This is what they did. Goodwill. I made this amount. This is what we do. We don't know what GAAP is. We don't do GAAP. Don't you believe us? And so that's why he got in trouble, which he went to court. He lost, but he's going to have probation. That's all that's going to happen. Probation and maybe some sort of a fine. That's probably what's going to happen. He's not going to jail. Nobody generally goes to jail for this unless the federal government wants you. Just saying. When they want to try and stop you from doing something. All right, there we go, man. It's just disgusting night all around when you see this type of thing going on. It's an endless barrage. And unfortunately, the American public doesn't even know. This is courtesy of Brian P. showing these because people don't know about this because of all this information. This is not front page news. You have to search for this type of stuff. So that's the real problem here. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. This is just not stopping. This is not stopping, ladies and gentlemen. This is not stopping. No more bakery items at Walmart. This is what happens when you start doing deregulations. Again, I hate to sound sour, but this is what we're dealing with. I'm saying I'm breaking up. Okay. No, guys, there. Has ended. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I can't even end the broadcast. It's over. I have a 2-hour marker. So I want to tell everybody how much for being, but the limit was up. We're going to have to end live streams.